on national reports that Republicans
There, can you hear me now?
No, wait a second. Is that
Somebody's got their phone on.
yeah. Can we find out who that is, Donna?
Trying to find it. Okay, I think we're good.
All right,
Okay.
Mary Ann, go.
All right. This was called Shockwave. And there were four people that were running the show: Linda Tupin, Pamela Wardrop Shaw, Julia Burnett, and Leah Lachlan. So I think we've all heard those names before. But Linda started it off with AI. And she was really funny and told everybody to stand up and did her thing where she said who and Judy, you would have been standing up through the entire thing because she said who started their business doing things with the telephone and then with the telecom and all of those things. And she said, and now we have AI. And we've got to figure out how to navigate through the AI. And she said, it's okay to complain. Go ahead and complain if you need to get it out and complain over it, but you got to get over it. And she said that that AI cannot use creativity. It can't create. And AI cannot have deep and meaningful relationships with our clients. And so everybody, when they're going to this AI, that's what they're going to start craving, is the deep personal relationships. So she was saying how we need to just really focus on what we do because people are going to want what we got. And then she said we have to, she used the word discernment and said that it is, you have to figure out whether it's real or not. So there's a lot of things out there right now that people are thinking is real and it's not. And she said we have to remember that we have an amazing company, but we're separate from the company. That the company navigates the government rules and runs the company. We're separate, running our own businesses with a customer base, and our businesses last a lifetime. Most of the wealth are in ages over 55. So she was stressing how if she was starting her business right now, she would be booking generational parties all the time. Grandma, mom, and daughter. And the new age of entrepreneurship was kind of surprising to me because it was 70 to 79. Okay. So we can still try to get older people who want to start their businesses, is what she was saying. And then she really focused on how our phone holds everything. We have everything right there in our phone, but we're also controlled by our phone. And so she said, don't be controlled by the tip of your fingers. She said, turn off all of those the reminders, the things that come popping up. Turn off all of those pop-ups and make daily decisions to manage your own decisions. Then Pamela Shaw, she focused on vision. And how vision interrupts your comfort. I'm going to have to let an animal out or I'm not going to be able to talk. I'm sorry. So, okay, so Pam was talking about how vision interrupts your comfort and you have to let go of comfort. And that really stuck with me because I do hold on to comfort. And we are always looking at the other people and how the other people oh, look at that person. She's been in it for 20 years and I've been in it for 20 years, but look what she's done and I haven't done anything. And she said, just get over that and start new. Um, don't quit. And she was talking about how she had to get over the loss of her husband. And there was some times when she wanted to quit, but if she had, she wouldn't have Julia Burnett and Leah Lachlan and Barbara Johnson. And she talked a lot about Barbara Johnson, who is also passed now. Turn off the noise and say no. I have work to do. Slow and said slow drift is okay. 90 days can change a lot. It can change your exercise, can change your body, can change your food. You start eating better and work. So, she has that calendar that she gives out that people buy from her, which changes can change anything in 90 days. And then I marked Judy because she said, if you're not tracking, you're 70% off. Divorce yourself from social media. To have a great month, you have to have a great week. Great week, you have to have a great day. Great day, you have to have a great hour. So focus on the hour.
Okay.
Dream big. And then Julia Burnett said you need an ability to handle your life with coding skills. And she was really talking about how disappointment leads to success. Our brain will go toward our brain deadens things so that we aren't disappointed. And she said you have to work through the disappointment because the disappointment and the change is what brings about the change. And she spoke a lot about visualizing, and she had us do visualizing. But she said to follow up more. She doesn't think we follow up enough. The bigger your customer team is, the less that you're crushed when you lose something. Like if you lose a customer and you don't have very many customers, then you're going to be more upset about it than if you have 500 customers and that one customer goes away. And then Leah Lachlan talked about property lines and boundaries, and says boundaries provide structure, and structure is essential in building anything that thrives. So you have to create structure where there is none. And so once again, Judy, elevate the value of your weekly plan sheet. Draw lines to time chunk your boundary lines. So all of these things Judy's been telling me all along. I just heard them all in one day.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you sharing all of this. And it sounds like it was a great day for you. So thank you very much for sharing all of that. And I want to get to the announcements, and then we're going to hear from our top two people. And tomorrow is the last day of the month, y'all. The last day to sign up people for the $10 e-start. I'm going to challenge that you ask 5 people between now and tomorrow night and tell them that you have been commissioned to share the Mary Kay opportunity and get their opinion. And I just know that we would all have more new people if everybody had been asking. And I know I'm very happy that somebody asked me a long time ago. And, it was awkward, you know, but it's a great opportunity and you figure it out and you go with it. So 5 between now and when the clock strikes 11:39 or 59, tomorrow night. I want to see how many of you are on target for Rise and Radiate, the $600 month. How many of you are on target for all 3 months, including, June, January, February? Okay, I can't see everybody. Donna, can you see everybody? How do I get everybody viewed? Okay. Well, you still have time if you didn't get it in this month. Again, by tomorrow night. Congratulations, just keep on going. I know many of you are focused on having all 6 months so that when you get to seminar, you're just going to be picking up your prizes and your sashes and sashaying about and just being a sparkling person that you are. It's hard for me to read all this stuff. I have to share this with you. And Marianne alluded to it, and I know that she heard it loud and clear. I watched a documentary on Netflix called Chef's Table, and I watched 3 life stories of 3 chefs. And the first one that I watched is Jose Amanis, I think his name is. That is the one that goes to when there's a hurricane or an earthquake, a war, and he takes his team and he feeds all these people. And the first thing that he said on the documentary, and this was so profound for me, and I'm going to be asking my people when we have our little meeting at the end, how they responded to it. He said, life begins at the end of your comfort zone. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. And so until you take that first step, no matter whether it's a little step or a giant step, out of that comfort zone and are willing to face whatever shows up and work through it, that's when it goes. And when you listen to these chronicles of a life story of people that are not yet dead, you realize that every one of them had profound things that they had to get over to keep moving forward. And then they end up as this great, spectacular person. It's a good watch. It's very motivational. So if you have Netflix, it's called Chef's Table. Okay. I always think I know all of this. And then, and the power of one, the global challenge, anybody that we bring in yet this month is going to count towards that. And I was shocked by, we only have 2 people that had $300 weeks. So I'm going to say again that what you do is you take your clean sheet of paper and you write your goal up here of what you want to sell for the week, and then subtract your sales as you go until you get down to 0. It works. You have to have something. It's tracking. It's what Marianne just talked about from the career. So, Marianne, you had a $300 week. How'd you do that?
I called my customers, and one of them was out of a lot of things. So she had a really big order for me.
Okay. All right.
The other smaller.
Okay. Congratulations. And then who do you think is number 1? Who else had a $300 week that they reported?
Becky Osborne.
Becky did not. Wasn't Becky. Who else always is up there? Sherry.
Was it
Sherry.
me?
Sherry.
Was it me?
It was you, my darling.
Hi.
Hi. You were high again for this week. Stay high. And how did you have your $386 week?
Yes. So I did one face yesterday at 6 o'clock yesterday evening, and she got started on the skincare set. And so that was 116. And then I was just calling my customers to see what they needed, and I got $270 in reorders for the week.
Okay, congratulations. So
Thank you.
I'm thinking that what we want to do is focus on faces this week. How many faces can we get that product on so that they realize what they're missing if they're not using it? And, we talked last week about seize the moment. You see somebody, we have all these marvelous little samples. And if you carry them with you, and I am carrying now the Radiant Peel and the Serum C+E because I have a lot on my shelf. And so I'm giving out the samples for that and then following up with people. So you've got to have something going on where you're contacting new people because customers die, they move away, or they have a relative that starts selling and they start buying from them. And you're going to have this attrition. So you have to constantly keep adding to your customer base. And that I am highly recommending that you have a method for doing that. Okay. All right. Our time for training is ready. And Donna, who's training tonight?
Me.
Oh, Linda. Okay. Take it away,
Miss
girl.
Linda, I wanted to say also I added a new team member. So I had
Alright.
Well,
3 team members this month. So I just had
fantastic.
to share that. Yes,
Woo.
I'm excited.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Who else?
Well, our training today is on overcoming objections. And if you think about it, we are overcoming objections all day, every day. We are overcoming objections with our family. We are overcoming objections at all times. You may be overcoming objections with your children if you have little children at home on if you want them to do something and they're not as interested as you are, or maybe even your husband. Maybe you want to encourage him to do something and or you think you ought to do something and maybe he doesn't totally agree. We are then explaining why we think something is a good thing, even right down to recommending a book or a movie to someone, and someone maybe not agreeing necessarily that it is as great an option as you think it is. We're going to overcome those objections. So it's only natural in our business working with people that we need to overcome objections. And in what areas do we overcome objections? In booking appointments, in selling the product, in team building, you name it, every area of our business, we need to be overcoming objections. So let's go through a few of them. It is one of the best things I learned when I was being hesitant with overcoming objections. Have you ever had a customer that you wanted to share the career opportunity with them and they just say, oh, I don't think I can't sell, I don't want to do that? Anybody have that, or any other reason why you couldn't even get past the first conversation? And did you just say, oh, okay? Or the same with booking an appointment And maybe they say anything. Oh, I don't have time. Oh, I don't wear makeup. Oh, whatever. And you just said, oh, okay, and went on your merry little way, you missed an opportunity. And I see some of you kind of laughing, knowing every one of you has done that and just accepted whatever was said to you. So we don't want to just accept it, because any type of no, the best thing I ever learned to help me start overcoming objections instead of just saying, oh, okay, sorry, is that no means they just don't have enough information. They have no idea what they are saying no to. So if we just accept it and don't take the next step, then we are doing them a disservice, because it's fine with me if someone says no. And I have said this before. It's fine if you say no to the career opportunity, but can I explain it to you so that you know what you're saying no to? And, there's nothing wrong with saying no, or them saying no. Maybe it isn't the right thing for them. But if they're basing it on what their cousin said about what she observed 20 years ago, that's not an informed decision. And that is one thing we want, no matter what. We want our customers to be able to make an informed decision. The other thing we don't want to do is downplay what someone might say. You don't want to say, oh, that's no big deal, blah, 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 blah. That's where the words feel, felt, found comes in. If they say, oh, I don't wear any makeup, you go, oh, I understand how you feel. Long ago, I felt that way too. But what I found is I may not wear eyeshadow and lipstick, but I have to wash my face. Do you wash your face? And that takes it to another level of understanding. So we never want to downplay what a concern might be, but we want to understand. I know how you feel. And then you want to sympathize or empathize. I felt that way too. But, and here's the answer. So let's talk first about booking parties. And let me list a few and see if any of you have ever heard any of these. Well, I don't know anybody. Anybody heard that one? And unless they literally just moved to town 15 minutes ago, they probably know someone. And now that we can do virtual appointments, they know somebody somewhere that probably has an internet connection. And so they could do that. And one of the answers to I don't know anybody, well, if you really don't care to invite anybody, we could do just a one-on-one appointment. And just you and me, no problem. Don't have to invite others. Or if it's someone you know, knows people, I've done this before. Oh, you poor little thing, you don't have any friends. And they will start laughing because they know that's not true. Maybe you don't do that with someone you've never heard of before, or, it's your first encounter with them. But if it's somebody that she has some friends, you can just kind of play back and forth with it. They may say, my house is too small, or my house is messy, or I don't have a kitchen table. We can say, oh, well, we don't require any of those things, and can explain how they can just hold their mirror on their lap. Or you can also say, hey, no problem. Just come to my house. You don't have to figure out what to do with your husband and kids. You don't have to mop the floor. You don't have to get any snacks. You don't have to do anything at all. And just come and be pampered at my house. And then the I don't wear makeup. But you know what the answer to that is? Well, the most important thing is skincare. Do you wash your face? And of course, that's kind of it can be a funny thing too, because everyone should wash their face. Or one of my favorites is, oh, I wear whatever. I wear Clinique and I love it. Now, sometimes that can kind of shut you down, but the answer to that one could be, oh, I don't really know anything about that product. I would love for you to just meet with me, try my products, and tell me how they compare to what you're using. Every woman loves to give an opinion, and every woman really loves to give an opinion if she thinks her thing is better than your thing, right? I had that experience one time, and she goes, I'm not going to buy anything because I am a Clinique user. It's like, no problem. I just know nothing about Clinique. I would love to have you compare. And as we went through the appointment, she was just amazed by everything. And then we talked about the price, and she could not believe the price. And guess what? She became a great customer, head to toe. Loved her Mary Kay. But if I would have just stopped, she would have never had the opportunity to try our product. So I took the next step. And they may say, I'm allergic. Anybody heard I'm allergic? That is a good one to ask a few questions. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Was it like a rash and a burning, or was it like acne breakout? And they can tell you. If it was a rash and burned, that might be an allergic reaction. If it's acne breakouts, it is probably because she had the wrong formula given to her. And then the other thing is, when they say I'm allergic, I could say, how long ago did you try the product? See, we're just asking the questions to verify what the information is. We're not trying to be pushy. We're not trying to convince of anything. I just want to know, how long ago was that you tried that product? And a lot of times they'll say 25 years ago or 20 years ago or even 15 years ago. Our products are entirely different from 20 years ago. They would not have hardly any of the same ingredients. So I would reassure her about that and say, would you be willing to just experiment a little bit? We could even just try it down here under your jawline. And so if you're going to have a breakout on your, or a rash on, it's not going to be on your face. And see what they say. Some people who've had a very bad experience are going to say, no, nope, nope, I don't want to try it. And then, of course, we respect that. But it always is good to ask the next question. All objections are like peeling the skin off an onion. We peel one part, and then there's the next little part, and the next little part, and the next little part. And so as we ask a question to verify what she means, we are peeling back the onion. And often, especially in team building, we don't hear the first real reason why the first time around. Well, before we go to recruiting, let's talk about the individual close. If they don't want to buy anything, that's okay. But say, did you enjoy what you tried? Were there products that you liked? Oh, yes, I loved everything. Well, if money wasn't an issue, would you take the products? And most of the time they're going to say, oh, yes. Well, I can tell you how you can get your products for less or for free. Would you be interested in that? And then you can explain your hostess program. So many times people love the product, but they have a reason why they can't get it. So your job is to help them figure out a way to make it happen. Then when it comes to team building, we can explain, I just want to get your opinion. Know that I'm not going to try to convince you of anything. And then when you explain it to them, because remember, we want them saying no when they are informed. If they say no after they're informed and you've overcome their objections, then you need to respect that. However, we need to make sure that we are giving them all the correct information. So if someone says, well, I don't have time, we can say, oh, I know how you feel. When I started my business, I felt exactly the same way. I told my recruiter, and this is a true statement, I didn't have time and I didn't want to have to do anything. And I said, that is exactly how I felt. I understand how you feel. But what I found is I could work it around the schedule and work as much or as little as I wanted. That changed everything for me. So you're giving them you are fleshing out when you say you can be your own boss and set your own schedule. If they haven't been their own boss and they've never had the opportunity to set their own schedule, it may not even connect with them what that means. My husband wouldn't be interested in me doing this. Or maybe they say, I need to run it past my husband. Now, I would totally respect that. I wouldn't make a decision like that without discussing it with my husband. But other people will say, no, I don't need to discuss it with anybody. I'm going to make my own decision. So don't put what you think they should do on them. I know about that because long ago I used to do that. Well, of course you need to discuss it with your family. No, I don't. Okay. But when you can say, well, what do you think your husband would say? And a lot of times the women will say, well, he'd probably say, do whatever you want. And then I would say, the next question is, so you can overcome other objections maybe of the husband, do you feel like you have enough information to explain it to him based on what I told you just now? Because I would be happy to meet with you and your husband and explain everything to him as well. When you offer that, then they either are going to say, oh, that's not necessary. I've only had one person in 30 some years say, yes, I want you to talk to my husband. They're just using him as their protective mechanism. But I always, when they are discussing it or they want to discuss it with their mother or whatever, do you feel like you have a good understanding? Because we want to overcome those objections that she's going to hear. I've had many women say, oh, my cousin did it and she said you had to order $1,000 worth right away, or you had to do this, hold this many appointments or whatever, which we all know is not true. But that didn't work out for her. Did she have the opportunity to have training so that she knew what to do? Oh, no, she didn't go to anything. Oh, well, we have the opportunity for training. So always in overcoming objections, the main thing is gently asking the next question. And so you know what it is she means. Sometimes what we think they mean and what they think they mean are two different things. And then let's see, what else might we have to say here? Then based on, at the end of the interview, we ask the question so we can hear what an objection might be. So based on what you've heard today and how to get started, Is there any reason why you don't want to get started now? She's either going to say, yes, I want to, and then you might fall off your chair or, look startled, but you want to try not to do that. Or you can say, if she's has a hesitancy, what would it take for you to go from a number 4 on the scale to a number 10? And there's where you're going to hear, well, I have small children, or I this or that, or I have a very busy job, and then you could say, well, if I could show you how to find up to an hour a week in your schedule, would that be something you'd be interested in? That type of thing. But the thing in overcoming objections is you have to ask the next question until they say, no, that's all. That's the only thing I want to ask about. And so that is the key with overcoming objections, whether you're selling a product, whether you're encouraging them to add a second product on, whether you're wanting them to book an appointment. Ask the next question of what it is that's holding them back. Because until you find that out, you are really doing them and yourself a disservice. So that's the basic information that I have for you on overcoming objections. And when you go into your small groups, I would really encourage you to, yeah, Donna just said the only objection you can't overcome is I don't want to. I had another one that I just stopped, and she said, well, I don't like people. I don't like women. And I was like, well, then this business is not for you, because it's a women and a people business. And she was very matter of fact about that. And that was probably the only one that I ever just said, well, that this isn't for you, then I'm quite sure you would not enjoy this. So, and if they just say, hey, I just don't want to, it's not for everybody. And the answer to that is, I need lots of great customers like you, and I appreciate you being my customer. If you aren't feeling like you want to join my team, that's great. So thankful for you as a customer, because you never want to leave it that you're not real excited about them since they said no to you, because everybody has the option to say no, and everybody has lots of different things. So what I would encourage you to do when you go into your small groups is, I covered some of the objections, but do some brainstorming on some of the objections you've heard that you just didn't know what to do with. And we'll go from there. Hey, Donna, what's next?
Okay, I'm going to open the rooms. Hopefully we can go in there. And for some reason it says like Jenny and Judy are already in Linda's room. I don't get it at all, but we'll go from there. We'll see what happens.
Oh,
It's asking me to join Donna's room.
I know. I don't understand what's going on.
What's it not
I'm
now?
going to move, Becky, I'm going to move you.
It
No,
asked me,
We
it asked
stay in
me
here,
to,
don't we? We stay in Judy's room. We don't move.
Yeah, yeah.
it asked me to join Cintra's group.
Oh my gosh.
What is going on?
It's been so screwy for so long. I just don't get it at all.
okay. I'm going to go join my room because my consultants are there, but the last 2 weeks it's kicked me out of my room. So I'm going to
I
go
don't-
see what happens to me. I hope I don't see you all.
Good
Okay,
luck.
Becky, you're already in here, so just stay here and don't join, okay?
I know. Yeah. No, I just was telling you what it did. Yeah.
I know, it's saying that. I don't get it. Is there anybody that needs help? Centra, do you need to get into your room? Okay, move
Am I
to-
in my room?
Yeah,
Oh.
you're in here,
Okay.
Judy. Yep.
Okay.
Judy, Centra, it says that you're there, but you just haven't joined. If you scroll down, can you join?
You're muted, Centra.
Thank you. I was waiting for my people to join, so let's see.
Oh, okay, okay.
Let's
Well,
see. if I-
Kimberly's there, Lena's there, Michelle's there.
Yay!
Okay.
Bye, Donna.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Hi,
you.
Donna.
Not going away.
That's hilarious.
Okay, cool. So who has an objection that has stopped them that we want to talk about?
I had most of everything
Yep.
that Linda went over today.
Well, then,
Yep.
yes, okay. I just want to say that it's always the third well, you guys have heard this, but we're going to go over it again. It's always the third objection that's the real one. The first two are smoke screens. So you address them, but the one you're going to focus on is the third one. Like, I don't have time. I don't know who I'd ask. And then whatever that third one is, my husband, I'm sure my husband wasn't going to go along with this. And so my other favorite question, and I'm sure I've asked it of each one of you at one point in time or several times, is there a special reason why? So when the gal said, I don't like women and I don't like, what else did she say?
I just don't want
People.
to.
People.
People. Yeah. I would have said, is there a special reason why? I mean, I'd really like to know. And that's another question that kind of keeps it going. But if you approach this like it's a game, like, if you like to play games, play cards or any kind of thing, it's a game. They say something, you say something, they say something, and then you want to close it out and you're going to find the real reason. And the final question is always, is there a special reason why? I'm just not interested. Is there a special reason why? Because they might just tell you, they just need some coaxing to go along the way, but you always need a way to close it out. So, that's the general aura of overcoming objections. We all do it. You have to be prepared to do it, but get excited about doing it because the more you do it, the better you get at it. And be lighthearted. Gosh, I get so tired for you when I hear or see it's painful for you to do anything. It's like, I'm sorry. Have some fun with it. Lighten up. It's a game. It's a lot of fun. Seriously, it is. Now, Becky submitted her accomplishment sheet and so did Marianne. And I'm just curious because, and it's not just our group. There were quite a few consultants on there and there were very few points submitted. What is there about submitting points that you don't get it done or don't want to do it? I'm really interested to know.
I
Is there-
didn't submit it because I was out of town. I wasn't where I was with any sort of internet.
A lot of times it's that I run out of time. It's like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow morning and then I'm working and I can't get back to it if I'm not. I try to though on Sunday. I try to do it on Sunday.
If you have an appointment with yourself and that's what you're doing, I mean, if it's important, you do get it done. And it is important. And I don't know how to make it feel important to you, but it is. because it's your tracking and it lets you know where you are. And then when you do better the next week, you get to feel better. You know, if you put that number at the top of your sheet and then you work all week long to get it down to 0, it feels good when you finish it. Vicky's got hers. I
When
give her
It didn't do
that.
so good, but yeah. But this week's already better, so yes.
Bless
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. Sorry, I was trying to mute.
Okay. So faces. Let's talk about how can we do 5 faces this week.
I
Either get
have like 8 scheduled, and let's just hope. I mean, and not hope. I follow up, I coach, all that stuff. I just had everybody had to reschedule last week, but this week I'm booked. So I'm excited.
Okay. Stacia, how did your following up on all the names that you got go?
It went really well, actually. I too have 5 faces for this week already scheduled.
Excellent. That's so good. And Joyce, we know where you are and what you're going through. So you're kind of off the hook until you get everything squared away.
Thank you. Well, I went out to lunch the other day with one of our sister consultants, and she asked what you had advice. I said, the same thing as always, get out there and talk to people. And I said, as a matter of fact, here's my samples. Do you have samples with you? And she said, no. And I said, well, here's the sample for you. Here's one for me. And you can go out and ask somebody if they would like to book a party or try your product and give you some advice, some feedback. So I am back out there doing my samples in between, trying to get everything I've got going on. Thank you.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
but I am working at it.
Okay. And then, asking for referrals is always great.
Okay.
Because we love to share. I mean, I'm like the greatest resource for anybody on anything. The gal that cleans for me has more business than she knows what to do with, because I've recommended her to so many people. And then I've got a couple of friends that have recommended their friends. And that's just who I am. And when I was teaching school, the Tupperware lady, whenever she was going for something big, she would call me and I'd jump right in there, sell all that Tupperware. I thought it was fun. It's always been fun. So, just enjoy it and keep going on with it. Marianne, what does your week look like?
This is my the week that we're going to have my brother's burial on Saturday, and then Easter is on Sunday.
Correct.
And then the following week is his celebration of life. So I can already tell you that the next this week and next isn't going to be the greatest for me because I'm dwelling on that. So get through that, then I can start fresh.
Okay.
But
Well,
one of the things that Pam Shaw said was to try to focus on what, like you said, with the samples, give out 5 samples to new people a day. And so I don't know if I'll make 5 a day, but I'm going to start carrying them with me, more of them with me, rather than just trying to give 1 away. I'm going to try to give 5 away.
excellent. And that
Lost you.
that's good. You've stepped it up a little bit. And so, you'll work a little bit more and try to reach that. And the samples are a great thing. It just, it's what you have to do. It's what you have to do.
Yeah.
And when people tell you that you look fantastic, whenever people say to me, you always look so good, I go, it's my Mary Kay. It's my Mary Kay. Have you had an opportunity to give your opinion on the products?
Oh, I like that.
Well, it works, because we all do get compliments. So next Monday night, we're going to have the drawing for the big cash giveaway.
Ooh.
And I already have my charts here that I gave everybody a number. And then like Becky is number 2. So I have all these 2s by her name. I'll cut these up and put them all in the jar. So whatever number I draw out, then I can come back and see who it is and how much they have done. So look at quite a few here, and then I had to start a third sheet today. So I'm really proud of all of you, and we're down to see 19 people as of right now who have done $300 or more wholesale this month. So if you're a little short, you can still order it in and get your name in the drawing for 3 times. Okay, I'm excited about this. I love giving away money. Okay, so would you please text me your goal for the week? I know you said it. I don't know if you wrote it down, but I want you to write it down and I want you to send me a text so I know what you're working on, please.
Okay.
And let's see what we can make happen in the next 24 hours. It's always fun. I have people who are have a happy anniversary the last day of the month. There's always more there because that's when people get busy. And boy, we're coming down to the last 3 months of the seminar year. And my granddaughter's starting her 3rd trimester.
Wow. That's exciting. When is she due, Judy?
July 7th.
Okay. It
So
is coming fast.
it's coming fast and it's exciting. All right, girls, you're fantastic. And
I wanted to ask if anybody has been thinking about going to seminar, if there's anybody that is planning on going to seminar.
Becky's going.
Okay.
Maybe.
Daisha, come on, we'll have so much fun.
I think it's going to be less days.
Marianne, are you?
I'm planning on it. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I got it on my calendar. I haven't bought any
Tisha,
tickets.
have you been before?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You were
Okay.
there.
We have really good seats. We have already, as of this month, crossed 400,000. So we should make the 500,000 mark. So we usually have pretty good seats.
Yeah.
It's more fun when you're up close.
I'm thinking about it. I'd like to do that this year. I don't have anything I have to worry about, so
Yeah.
I'm
One thing-
trying to think about it and get there because I haven't been to one. So
Yeah. And,
I would
and
love-
definitely, as long as you've been around, girl,
I
you need to
know.
go.
One
Okay.
thing I might mention about seminar is that it's 1 day shorter this year.
Oh, really?
Yes, they
Oh, I
have
didn't notice
really
that.
revamped the schedule. And so you could actually go in for 2 days, but or 2 nights. So 3 days, 2 nights. Or we always like to go in a day early, but this time it's not it's just for 3 nights instead of 4 nights.
I didn't notice. I just put it on my calendar and didn't notice. Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Yes, thank
check
you.
it out, check the schedule because it's really different this year.
Are
Okay.
you gonna go in the day before the first day that
Day 0, 0, 0,
the
0.
registration?
Me, yes.
Okay.
But it's, and I should have this pulled up, but hold on, let me look because we were even looking ahead of time at hotels, and I think it was like from the 10th through the 14th.
We could definitely talk about that next Monday.
Yeah, because with the day shorter, more people might be able to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank
All
you, Sue.
right.
Thank
Thank you.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
10th through the 14th, more days. I'm leaving. I'm just sitting
Me
here.
too. That's all right. You're fine. I think other rooms are still there. Yeah.
There? Oh, okay.
But if it's 8 o'clock, I'm gonna start. It's not 8 yet. I kind of start telling people it's time to go, but I've gotten yelled at before when I've shut it down too quickly.
Like, whoops. Have a good week.
Yeah, thank you.